I think the topic very much aligns with the work of EcoPeace Middle East over these last 30 years. So we're an NGO that's based in Palestine, Jordan, and Israel. We're the only regional organization, sadly, that exists in any field. And we have a track record of using natural resource diplomacy to help both advance security and advance peace. And the presentation that I want to speak about is IMEC, and that's the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor that was already mentioned in earlier sessions, and its relevance here to Croatia, but also to the rest of Southern and Eastern Europe through the linkage of IMEC and the 3 Cs initiative that was also mentioned. By design, we've been promoting the advancement of IMEC, which is this economic corridor that President Trump and Prime Minister Modi of India recommitted to earlier this year, that is seeing an economic corridor from India across the Middle East, including the Gulf, to Europe. And you can see here on the map that at the moment Croatia is not on the map. And it's surprising that Croatia is not on the map because it does have a critical set of ports on the Adriatic, just like Trieste of Italy does. And Italy is a signatory to IMEC together with France, Germany, and the European Union. And therefore, there's a real opportunity here for Croatia to play a critical role in connecting to the IMEC corridor, both in trade and by utilizing its ports, but also in its ability to be an importer of renewable energy produced in the Middle East and then exported via grid and in the longer term via green hydrogen to Croatia, and then Croatia as an import node, particularly for the southern and eastern part of Europe. In our design of these projects, we utilize the connectivity to also advance peace. So when you look at IMEC here on the map, you can see Haifa port as a critical identified port of IMEC in Israel, but we've added also Gaza. And in that way, by including the Palestinians together with Jordan in this economic activity, we help in the rebuilding of Gaza, we help in the advancement of a 2-state solution and the broader integration of the region. And therefore, the economic model advances also geopolitical and climate and security interests. So the 3 Cs initiative, which you can see here also on the map, has Croatia as one of the initiating countries together with Poland, that from our discussions with the Croatian government have already expressed interest to see how Croatia can play that critical role in linking the 3 Cs initiative to the IMEC corridor initiative. And from a renewables perspective, then my part of the world, and here a study that we have commissioned from an Emirati company, Qamar Energy in Dubai, shows that the area of southern Jordan, Neom in Saudi Arabia, and the Sinai has the best solar and the best wind anywhere in the Mediterranean basin, from Gibraltar to the East Coast, and that it produces a natural engine for renewable energy at prices that the rest of the world would only love to be able to produce renewable energy at such prices. And therefore, the study that has been commissioned has identified already Trieste as a key import node for renewables produced in what we're calling the Sunrise region at prices that are far cheaper than the prices of renewable energy that can be produced anywhere in southern Europe, certainly coming from the combination of sun and wind. And here would be the opportunity for Croatia and to use perhaps the Kirk Island and its existing facilities at the moment on LNG, but hopefully in the future to be converted to green hydrogen as a import zone, and of course try to use the same strategy of energy diplomacy that would go east and would go north to build a shared security interest among the Balkan states that are to your east. The prices are extremely attractive, and I'll finish as soon as this next slide comes up. It's taking time. Oh, it took too far. You can see the prices of electricity, solar and wind in red, delivered in Europe, delivered in Italy, Greece, and Germany, compared to the electricity prices of those respective countries. Everything above the red line, it's far cheaper to be importing that renewable energy. It doesn't mean that all the renewable energy should be imported, but it's an important contribution that could significantly, as we heard, reduce electricity prices and therefore increase competitiveness for this part of the region. Of course, it would also help contribute to economic welfare along the whole coast, along the whole corridor. And for Croatia and here for Southeastern Europe, it could also help attract Gulf financing for connectivity opportunities, building on this opportunity. I'll skip this slide, and I'll just say that we're not talking about wishful thinking. This is an MOU signed by Aqua, which is the Saudi energy company, with 4 of the leading energy companies of Europe, 2 French, 1 German, 1 Italian, to do the same study that we have done. They'll be spending millions of euros in order to do that study, but it just shows that the economic potential to be transformative, both in meeting climate objectives, but also in economic and security objectives, are at our reach if we can advance the political will to cooperate. So thank you for opening.